the haters just to show that I'm greater. I mean, steak and potatoes on the way to Decatur. Maybe there's just a little.
Let's talk about the beginnings of the men's Money in the Bank, the Raw side of the men's Money in the Bank, which is actually very interesting when you look at the 4 guys that they let in. So AJ Styles lost his qualifier to Ricochet due to the Viking Raiders and Amos getting into a melee outside the ring. Ricochet actually getting into the Money in the Bank match. He's in there to do spots. All right. So anybody who's like, Ricochet has a chance, he's in there to do spots. All right. He's the Shelton Benjamin of this match. He's going to go in there, jump off some shit. It's going to be in front of a crowd. So he's going to get in there, do some flips, take some bumps, and that's pretty much it. He's going to be in there to look good. But I'm glad he's getting the shot, right? AJ Styles not only did not need it, but, as a tag team champion, really does he, at this point in his career, do we really need AJ Styles to be in the Money in the Bank? No, we didn't. So I'm okay with Ricochet. We get Riddle and Randy Orton. They're having problems. They're teasing the breakup of RK Bro. Randy Orton shaved all the hair off his face and head. Now he looks really, really creepy. Oh my God. I never thought that, the stubble or the goatee was cool. But this new clean cut Randy Orton, I don't know. He makes me uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable with Randy Orton's new look. I'm also uncomfortable with Riddle talking about carrying a stash of Whoppers inside the Money in the Bank briefcase. That was a deeply disturbing thought. As much as I like Whoppers, I don't know if I could take a Money in the Bank briefcase full of them. You only get one colon, bro. You might want to, you don't want to end up like Hank Hill with like an inflamed colon. Anyway, Randy Orton lost to John Morrison. John Morrison is also in this match to do spots. All right. The match itself was fine. I was surprised to see Morrison win. The Miz interfered with the dripstick by spraying Randy Orton from outside the ring. Then we get some grade A silly shit with Riddle on his scooter chasing the Miz around the ring as the Miz is in a wheelchair. I was floored at the stupidity of this. And look, I am not a fan of what they've been doing with John Morrison. I don't mind the guy. Randy didn't need to win this match, so I didn't mind the guy who won. It is what it is. But I wasn't a fan of how we got there, with the drip stick and all that kind of shit. Whatever. Riddle defeated Drew McIntyre, who gave us a history lesson earlier, this time on Winston Churchill. Drew McIntyre, was fighting through the pain, get another title match. Get back in there, get back on the horse, and ride that some bitch. This match was awesome, though. Riddle always has good matches with main event guys when you give him the chance. He goes in there and he kills it. Him and McIntyre tore it down. Excellent contest. Drew McIntyre did a good job of selling the back. And Randy Orton was watching this match very closely to see if, Riddle would make it, even though he didn't. And then when Riddle actually won with a victory roll, a wrestling move. I love it. He don't need to beat him with his finish. He just needs to get a 3 count. So afterwards, Riddle goes up to try to celebrate with Randy, who is very, very dejected. His arms are folded. He's very upset. And he's like, what's going on, bro? Are you happy for me, bro? And and Randy is just like, and he's like, fist bump me, bro. I just want to be there for you, bro. What's wrong, man? What's wrong, man? And they left us hanging because RK Bro is, it's in danger. Randy didn't qualify for the Money in the Bank, but Riddle did. Oh no! Now, here's an interesting thing. Previous to this, we got a gaggle of guys backstage: Jinder Mahal, Jeff Hardy, Cedric Alexander, and Sheamus, all pretty upset that they not getting a spot or an opportunity to qualify for the Money in the Bank. They're very upset. Jinder Mahal is more upset than anybody, even though he hasn't been on Raw in 2020. Probably he was on Raw once. Something happened to his beard. Somebody shot his beard. He got like his beard full of buckshot or whatever the case, and he was stumbling his words. But hey, his first promo in a long time, and he was very upset. A former WWE champion who is not going to get an opportunity to be in the Money in the Bank. Jeff Hardy was also pretty upset for the same reason. Cedric Alexander was like, look, we're going back on the road. We need to invest in the future. And old Shamey was like, look at me nose. Look at me hat. Look at me jacket. I should be in the main event. I should be getting a shot. I'm the United States champion. Look at me gold. And, he brought unnecessary attention to himself. And as everybody is complaining, they're like, oh, Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville are like, oh, Sheamus, you're in shape. You can go in there and defend your United States title, and all of a sudden he was like, me nose is in ribbons. Look at it, it's splattered all over my face. And I got to go to the doctor. I got to need some medicine. And he just, and he takes off. He just took off and left. So then Jinder Mahal had the genius idea that he wants to be an alternate, just in case somebody, or mainly Drew McIntyre, if something would happen to Drew McIntyre, he wants to be the alternate. So they teased that Jinder Mahal was going to do something to Drew McIntyre, and then he didn't do it. But then they said, hey, next week, all of the losers are going to get a second chance. And I just threw my hands up. And I said, you got all these guys right here who are talking about, why didn't I get a shot? Why can't I get a shot? I'm a former champion. Why I can't get a shot? And they're like, look, all the spots are filled. We can't do it. The spots are final. And we're going to do a last chance triple threat match with not John Morrison, with Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and AJ Styles. And I just looked and I just said, bro, what the entire fuck? I know that the point of this is to backdoor Jinder Mahal in. I know. But this is dumb, right? Why are we rewarding the losers? We're rewarding the losers. What for? Oh, you get a second chance. And you have all these guys who didn't even get first chances. Stupid booking, And I know that they're going to just have Jinder screw. It's probably going to end up being Randy. But you'd have the Riddle thing, or maybe Riddle's going to try to help him. Then you're going to have a Moss out there too. And then you're going to have McIntyre and his potential angle with Jinder Mahal. So there's going to be some things to play with there. But I don't like the second chance. It's lame. It's lame. Move them guys the fuck on. Let's bring in some new people. Let's put Cedric Alexander in a match with some stakes, and Jeff Hardy, and who hasn't been on TV that often. There's far more guys. Like, it's not like these are not TV ready guys. Cedric Alexander's been on TV for years. Jinder Mahal is a fucking champion. If he's not TV ready, then what the fuck was he even a champion for? And Jeff Hardy's been there since 1995. You can't tell me he ain't TV ready. Why do you treat him like job guys? What the fuck is going on? There needs to be some type of sit down explanation for this. But the Money in the Bank stuff, I actually enjoyed it because it involves a lot of people who were not also core involved with the concept. Like Mansoor, right? Mansoor is backstage, and for some odd reason, he walks up to Jackson Riker, who is probably one of the scariest dudes in the world at this point. He is frightening, right? He's sitting there hitting himself with this strap, and for some reason, Mansoor is asking him about advice. He's like, I just came to ask for some advice. And he gets this cold stare, this penetrating stare. And Mansoor's like, look, I don't want no part of this. And so then Jackson Riker tells him, never let your enemy escape once you find out who your enemy is. And then he talks to Mustafa Ali. And Mustafa Ali is like, you're asking the wrong questions to the wrong guys. You should be asking, hey, why are these guys who are qualifying for the Money in the Bank, how did they steal those spots from you? from us, and implicating himself as well. And I like the idea that we got, and Monster seemed pretty receptive to that. So I like the idea that we have guys who are not going to get a shot, and they have a problem with that. They don't like that. Certain people are going to get a shot, and certain people aren't. So I hope they develop that. I don't know how far you can develop it without just having them replace somebody. But as far as we got Ricochet, John Morrison, and Riddle. Of those three, I could probably see Riddle more than likely winning, Bro in the Bank. I love that idea. But I want to see who SmackDown going to throw in there before I make a decision about who's going to, who should be in the Money in the Bank match, or who should win it. On the women's side, I'm 100% in on one person. But on the men's side, I'm not thrilled by any of these choices so far. I just see them being high spot guys. That, somebody got to jump off the ladder. But, I would be definitely surprised if they decided to go with Ricochet, because there's been not even a shred of a clue that Ricochet is ever going to be a part of anything major in WWE. So that means, looking at this list, it'll probably be a guy from SmackDown who would probably be the favorite. And I would say they should, it probably should be somebody from SmackDown. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of all of this stuff? Ricochet making it into the Money in the Bank after months of being a jobber. The finish of that match was actually pretty cool too. I don't know what he calls the finish. I think it's called the recoil. But that finish was pretty cool. John Morrison making it and Riddle making it. So let me know what you guys think about this. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to help this channel grow, you just want to buy me lunch. Shawarmas are $5. Hit it in the donation till down below. And I'll talk to you guys later, man. Peace out.
Old non-aggression. Once that lesson sets in, you'll see a session. But you got an affection for no progression, regression. The best.